Hi, welcome to this file format chapter. In this chapter, we'll be dealing with all different type of files and its format used in graphic designing, animation, 2D or 3D, different types of file formats. And here you can just see the file formats are divided into two. One is a vector as well as a raster. In vector, you can just see the PDF format, EPS format, SVG, and Adobe Illustrator, that is .ai. And right hand side, you can just see the raster base. We have JPEG, GIF, PNG, TIFF, RAW, and .psd format. All these are followed by dot. Okay, so whenever you type a file name, you need to type the file name followed by the .jpeg, .gif, .png, .tiff, .raw, .psd. This is very important, and you can just see the difference here. In raster base, you can just see the edges are pixelated. In vector base, you can just see the thing is very smooth. Now you can just see the Illustrator format, which is a vector base. It's quite commonly used software in the industry, and it can be scaled. It can be scaled beyond 100%. You can just scale it, and it will not get pixelated as you saw in the previous slide. Here, the vector base is totally vector means what? It's a mathematical calculation of points, and the points is made up of shapes, as you saw in the slide. And it works on mathematical points based on the system, and is ideal for logos, type work, and creating an icons. For example, you're going to create a visiting card or letterhead or envelope. You can just use Illustrator or CorelDRAW, both are vector based. And next you see the raster based, and the associated software for raster is Photoshop and Lightroom. Photoshop is an industry standard program and works with the pixels. You can just see the pixels. Here when you zoom it, previously in Adobe Illustrator, whatever you zoom, it will be smooth, and here when you zoom it, it will be pixelated. You can just see a small box which I have shown. The edges will be pixelated when you zoom it. So it is totally a pixel based software, and it is used for image editing. Always remember that. Photoshop is industry standard again. It's an industry standard program. It works on pixel grids. Pixel grids in the sense dots per inch. So 300 dpi. If you do any work in Photoshop for printing purpose, it is 300 dpi. For web, it is 72 dpi. Each pixel is assigned a color to create an image. Okay, so many colors makes an image. Raster images are presented at set size, ideal for photos, web graphics, illustration with complicated colors, gradient, shades, and other things. So pixel is very important. The DPI, dots per inch, or PPI, pixels per inch. 300 dpi is a must, and color mode, which you saw in the last chapter, it should be RGB for normal presentation and CMYK for printing. So CMYK printing plus 300 dpi. For any TV purpose, it is 72 dpi. Now you can just see the compression agent. See, the file, what you see, what you draw, and what you save, it cannot be saved as it is. So it need to have compressed, so the file size is reduced. So JPEG format, MPEG format, H.264, which is a QuickTime format. So whenever you save any video file, please save it in H.264 video. And MP3 format. This is quite commonly you just hear your songs and other things, and you can just see the typically removes unnecessary data to reduce the file size. Small sizes, and on right hand side you can just see GIF, TIFF, and PNG format. It maintains the original file. That is, the quality of the file will be same. There will not be much compression there unless or otherwise you opt for it. So when you save the file, it will ask you whether they'll show you the parameters It will ask you exactly what we want to save, like we want to save it as an LZW file or whatever. Okay, so that you need to see before saving the file. And these are the source files associated with Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, After Effects, Flash, Audition, InDesign, Lightroom, and Fireworks. These are common formats. There are so many formats. For each software, it is having its own source file format. So Adobe Illustrator.ai, Photoshop it is .psd, InDesign .indd, .aep for After Effects, .prog for Premiere, .scsx for Adobe Audition. Like this for CorelDRAW you have .cdr. So everything, all the file size extension should be with a dot, associated with a dot. Remember that whenever, whatever you save the file, so when I teach you this Illustrator, you will know about each and every format, how to save it. Now when you take JPEG format, the full form of it is Joint Photographic Experts Group, and it is lossy and it is a raster based. Okay, so whenever you save it as a JPEG file, it is a raster based. And you cannot edit the background, and the background will not have any transparency, it comes as it is. So it is most commonly for online image format, like for a Aadhaar card and other things, and then when you save the file, you need to save. And here also it will ask you the option, that is compression level, whether you want medium, low, medium, large. Okay, so all these things, and it is the best ideally commonly used JPEG format. It's great for online photographs, for anything online. Say for example you are going to upload your profile picture or other things on Facebook or other things, and all, use JPEG. Is very quite commonly used. TIFF format is another one. Is called the graphic interchange format. It's also raster based, but only the problem is it is limited to 256 colors only. And this 256 colors, what is the problem is, like you will have bands, like you will not have, see, 16 million colors makes a picture. That is, I showed you that in the previous chapter, like so many shades, 256 shades of red, 256 shades of green, like that. So many shades are there, but this is having a limit. And it is also having an animation here incorporated in it, animated GIF, which is used for small banners and other things and all. Best for large area of solid colors or limited colors, very limited colors. It allows transparency, but it has become outdated format, replaced by the PNG format. PNG is an excellent format for web application, and it is very good format for transparency. For example, you create some images in Photoshop and you crop it, and you want the background to be transparent, and you want only the image to be put on Illustrator for brochure designing or whatever it is. PNG is an excellent format. Take it from me granted. It is an excellent format. It is quite commonly used in web application. Just for large area of solid. But here also, I don't think it's having a limited color, but when not like JPEG, it is having a limited color for large areas. It's always better to restrict the colors. Can allow you, because the file size is very small, and also it allows transparency. Now next is a TIFF. Yes, as you saw in the picture, it is basically used for printing purpose, and it is very high quality, extremely high quality, most commonly used in printing. And the TIFF format is, you can just see the difference. You take a image in JPEG format and you take it in TIFF format. The TIFF format, basically it is used for hoardings, but nowadays everyone, they are comfortable with the JPEG format, so they don't use it. Unless or otherwise, it is a professional, big ad agencies and all, they use TIFF, especially, for the ornament designs and the saree design and other things and all. When you put it in huge hoarding, TIFF format is better, advised, but who is doing it? Everyone is using JPEG format. It's high quality used in printing. Okay, and it allows looseness and SDS compressions and other things are there as you saw earlier. Now it's a raw format is for cameras. You take a camera, you click it, the format in the SD, there you have in a memory card, you have the picture as it is without any compression. It is raw. You call it raw material, right? Just like that, it is a raw and no compression, nothing. It's original. Unless or otherwise, after editing it, what you have to do is you need to save in a corresponding format as JPEG format or TIFF format or PNG format, whatever format you like. But till then, the file size is huge. You take one picture, the picture might vary from 5 MB, 10 MB, 15 MB like that, depending on the quality what you keep. Okay, so this is quite good when you work with Lightroom, Photoshop, other things. Next you take EPS. It's encapsulated PostScript. It is a very old format. It's a very old format. It can be used for creating brochures, brochure cover page, and inside page, back cover, and all printing. Basically, this EPS is used for printing as well as you can use it for brochure designing. When brochure design is for printing purpose, the quality will be good. So according to my experience, I've seen that EPS and TIFF formats are good in quality when you print at 300 dpi. Okay, and the advantage is you can take this EPS to Illustrator or from Illustrator to Photoshop or Photoshop to InDesign. Okay, like that you can just migrate your images or works from one to one. SVG format. I don't think so most of you would have heard of this, but this particular format is basically used for software development. That is, to create an icon in your program. You would have seen in Photoshop, you would have seen the icons in the left and the toolbar. So all the small icons and all these things are either done in GIF format or SVG. It is called a Scalable Vector Graphics, so it is also not pixelated. It is defined by the XML files. Basically, it is totally on a programming side for CSS styling in web applications, and it is also used for creating icons. Icons, as I told you, the tools, and on the top menus, you can just see small graphics there representing the function of that particular button. And finally comes a hero. This is PDF format. This format is universal standard here. Whether you go online, whatever you do, that is, you are applying for anything, you are going for a bank statement, or anything is there, immediately it will say you want it as a PDF format, your bank statement, just select the PDF format and download. It's very excellent one, and you can download it, and after that if you want to edit it, you can edit it. If you have the Acrobatic Reader, Acrobatic Pro, you can just open it, you can edit it, you can change the text, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so it is a vector format, although it can also contain the raster images. Great at being a container for many different file formats. Highly popular with printers due to being a standard. So here it will not ask for fonts, it will not ask for pictures or anything once you save it as a PDF format. Nothing it will ask you. Just copy, make a PDF format and give. But if you use Adobe Illustrator or other things, it will ask for font, it will ask for images and other things. So it will be very difficult for you. Again, you have to go and do it and do. So PDF is the best. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.